Okay, this is my news on reportedly the team that's going to make up the Thunderbolts movie. It's coming out somewhere in 2023. The final part of Phase 5. Um, Called the Thunderbolts. A little bit about them in a second. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Help me get over 30. I'm at 28. That may sound like I'm being nitpicky. Um, I'm not thinking small. I'm just grateful for all the what I'm getting. Um, and if you like what I'm doing, if you have any comments in the bottom, I just ask that there's no foul language. I do not tolerate foul language, and I will edit it out or delete it. Depends on the mood I am in. 1996, there was a great storyline called The Onslaught Saga, where the X-Men, the Fantastic Avengers, took on a being that took the powers of both Professor Charles Xavier and Magneto and put it into one being. He was almost impossible to beat. It took the sacrifice of the Fantastic Four and the Avengers supposedly killing them before he was stopped. Ironically, Reed Richards' son Franklin has the ability to warp realities, and he had the blue ball that was always in his possession, he was holding, and inside that blue ball he created another Earth inside this blue ball, and he put the Fantastic Four and the Avengers in there, and kind of gave them a new start. That was resolved later, as we all know, when the Avengers and the FF came back. In incredible 1996, 1997, they introduced a superhero team in the Hulk called Thunderbolts. It was ran by a guy named Citizen V. It had a character called Tech, Mach 1, Songbird, Meteorite, and Atlas. And they were superheroes just coming into the business to help keep the world safe after the deaths of the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. At the end of their first appearance, we were dropped with a bombshell. Tech was really a character called the Fixer. Atlas was really... Well, let me just put it this way. Citizen V turned out to be Baron Zemo. The second one. There were two of them in the comics. The second one was the one we saw in the Captain America movies and that. They were supervillains called the Masters of Evil, pretending to become superheroes so they can wreak havoc and probably make millions of dollars and stealing stuff and that. And who knows what else Zemo had in mind. Ironically, at one point or another in the storyline, they turned good. Most of them, even Zemo, like being a hero than a villain. Later, Hawkeye would take over the team, and a bunch of other heroes would also take over the team. It was a great concept. They brought in like Radioactive Man and other characters. There were some interesting ideas. So, in San Diego Comic-Con this year, Kevin Feige announced the Thunderbolts movie. We knew it was possibly in the works. Oh, and in She-Hulk episode 2, when she's interviewing the She-Hulk as the lawyer is interviewing the Abomination, he talks about his 7 prison pen pals. And if what we're guessing is correct, those 7 prison pen pals and the Abomination will be the lineup for Thunderbolts, the movie. Question the team. Some of it's good. Some of it I go, why? But here's who they think is going to be in that team. Of course, Baron Zemo. Last we saw him, he was in Wakanda. I thought he was in prison. We have the Ghost. The Ghost was in Ant-Man and Wasp 2. I thought she was dying, or did they? Or I don't remember. Did they cure her before that? Before she phased out of reality? Yelena Bolova. We saw her last in Hawkeye. She was first introduced in the Black Widow. She is the blonde version of the Black Widow. I liked her in Hawkeye. She was a lot of fun. Seemed like she'd be a fun character, but I'm not sure she fits in with the rest. Taskmaster was also from the Black Widow movie. I don't like this version of her, because the original one had the ability to copy everybody's fighting skills and keep them. he could be I'm using Iron Fist as an example. I don't know if you ever fought Iron Fist, but he could use Iron Fist's own abilities against Iron Fist and probably beat him. The Abomination, who I just mentioned. He was in the second episode of the She-Hulk, where he was looking for redemption, supposedly, and ended up in a fight club, which we saw that whole scenario in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Interesting pick. I like the idea. U.S. Agent. Of all the Marvel made for live streaming Disney Plus series, the one that I couldn't stand the most was Captain Winter Soldier and Falcon Winter Soldier. I did not like the storyline. I did not like U.S. Agent. I didn't like U.S. Agent in the comic books, but he was more obnoxious and a jerk in the series. I don't know about that. We have Titania, who showed up at the end of episode 1 of She-Hulk. I think she was in the beginning part of episode 2. And we have Winter Soldier, also from Captain America Winter Soldier. It used to be when I was growing up, nobody stays dead except for Uncle Ben from Spider-Man and Bucky. Well, Bucky's back. Bucky's been back for a while. I like the idea, but they made him too, I don't know, far less than what he really was. The team is interesting. I'd like to have seen them try and incorporate more of the original Team Titan, the Thunderbolts, in the book. Who knows? Maybe they will. I keep hoping in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie and the comic books they go back to the original Guardians of the Galaxy, which had nothing to do with Groot and Rocket Raccoon and that. It was a bunch of characters from the 30th century that included, who was in the Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, Yondu. There was the guy with the magical arrow, and Sylvester Stallone's character is supposed to become a godlike being called Starhawk. Starhawk was in the comics with the original Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, that's it for now. We'll talk soon. Like I said, please like and subscribe and tell people about me if you like me. If you don't like me, tell me why. Keep the language clean and any suggestions you might have on how I can improve this. Thank you. Have a good night.